Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. Our next guest is Nancy Hund. Nancy, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you, James.
And you are Berkshire Hathaway.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
Home Services.
Fox and Roach Realtors.
Fox and Roach. Okay. Now that's a whole mouthful right there. There's a bunch of different combinations of things, but that's in Millville, right?
It's in Vineland.
Vineland. Okay. We're at Vineland.
On Main Road. So it's 1318 South Main Road, right near Outlaws.
Yeah, that's my hood. That's crazy. My office was on 1268 Main Road for 8 years. That's crazy. I didn't realize it was right around the corner. But we do stuff a little bit different than most places. Most places that do real estate shows, they start off with, this is how many transactions I did, and this is how cool I am, and we don't like to do that. We like to talk about the person. We like to get people to relate to who you are, and everyone has an awesome journey, and I know that you do as well. So talk a little bit about Nancy from grade school, high school, up until now. Like, what was your journey? How did you get here?
So my journey started out, I was born and raised in Millville, New Jersey.
Okay.
I was very into sports and into the community. I always had a passion for travel and learning different cultures and stuff like that, which brought me into working on cruise ships.
Okay.
So I got to travel. And on my journey, I ended up marrying somebody from Kefalonia, Greece. So
okay.
I lived in Kefalonia, Greece for 18 years. And
that's a new one. We haven't had that before. That's a good one.
So for 18 years, I got traveling. I got to see all the diversities, the different cultures.
Sure.
A lot, how people live and stuff, which really was
Greece and
nice
Millville is pretty much the same thing, right? It's all.
I lived, island life to
hillbilly,
small town.
Yeah.
Millville back then was very close knit.
Sure.
Community. I feel that it still is that way. But I moved back, so I lived there for 18 years. I have 2 children. And then I moved back here in 2010.
Okay.
And then I started my passion in real estate.
In 2010, right in the middle of the huge meltdown?
So it took me a while. I had some loss in there. I lost my mom and my brother. So it took me a little bit of time, but I got licensed in 2016.
Okay.
I did sell over in Greece. I was I started out as a travel agent. Okay. And then I got into real estate, and I did my first transaction was a for sale by owner. Okay. My husband my ex-husband never thought I'd be able to do it, and that just puts fire underneath and gives you a little bit more motivation.
Nice.
And it was hard because I had to speak the language. They knew I was a foreigner, but they gave me the opportunity.
That's awesome.
And it just happened to be a subdivided lot it could be subdivided, and it was a big lot. It was a big thing. So
now we're calling you the international real estate star. That's the first international real estate star we've had on. Oh, that's a great one.
So when I came back here, I liked what I was doing. The travel agency part is a lot different over here than it was over there. So I went into the real estate.
Nice. And Millville is a I don't want to say strange because it's not the right word, but it's a really diverse type of neighborhood because you have like different sections in Millville. When people first say Millville, I think of farms. But then you have that, like there's a downtown section of Millville where they do the First Fridays and they do all the stuff. And if you walk down that part of it, you wouldn't know that you weren't in Haddonfield or Collingswood, And then there's the city part of Millville, which is a little rougher than normal. And then you have the farmer section of Millville, where in between Wheat and Glass and all the other places. So it's a really diverse area. I mean, I know it's large, but when you say Millville, there's like 7 different parts of Millville that you can be. So which one is your passion, and which one are you?
I've always lived, and I was born and raised on the west side.
Okay.
And
that's the farm side. Ish.
It's on the outskirts.
Okay.
So you're not right into the town.
Right.
Just a little bit, a tad bit of information is Vineland is the largest town in Millville.
Yeah.
I mean, in New Jersey.
Yeah.
In New Jersey.
Yeah.
The Wood family used to have a, I think, fabric store.
The founders of Wawa, that's who you're talking about, right? The Wood family?
I'm not sure if that's the same one.
Okay.
But did you know that the first flag that was on the moon
was made in Millville?
Was made in Millville.
That's awesome.
So a little bit of tad bit of information about that.
Yeah. Millville, actually, there was something that I read when my office was in Vineland, that it was something in Forbes magazine, and it said that people that lived in Millville had the longest commute to work of anywhere in the country. It was like their average commute to work was like 47 miles or something like that. And I guess because there were a lot of people going to Philly or going all over the place.
Well, back in the day, you didn't, because a lot of the people, they were factory workers.
Sure. No, I meant recently. This was like 2010 or whatever.
Right.
It's
funny because our location is, you're 40 minutes from Philly, and you're 40 minutes from Atlantic City, and you're also around 40 minutes to the Delaware,
right. So I mean, you're centralized to everything. It's not close, but it's all right around there. So
and still not far enough away from New York.
No. How did you pick your current brokerage? What went into you deciding to go there? Because there's always options, and people either really like certain brokerages or really can't stand certain brokerages. So how did you come to the decision to pick?
The brand, definitely the brand, and everything that they have to offer.
Okay,
was a big choice for me. The training, the support. Margie Ventori is absolutely astounding. Like, you can call her any time of the day, and she's going to answer. David Rickel, he's the regional manager, which is great as well. It's a mom and pop.
Right. Even though it's Berkshire Hathaway, it's still a mom and pop location.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can get a lot of the services right there, and we all work in the same office, which makes things a lot easier sometimes.
Sure. Now, with COVID and all the stuff that happened where people weren't going into the office, has your particular location gotten back to going into the office every day, or is it more virtual?
Our office is buzzing.
Okay.
So
that's important. I find that to be important. I know a lot of people after COVID were like, oh, now that I work from home, I just want to work from home forever. I don't find myself as productive.
No, and keeping up and seeing the people, and it's nice to communicate, and you learn about new listings, everything that's going on. So
I think that's
helps.
important. I know that I've learned more in I used to be in a cubicle. I learned more listening to 14 people around me as they were experiencing things. It was like me experiencing it as well, so I got the experience of everyone around me rather than me having to do it all myself. Virtually, you can't really get that, so I like that. What do you think your target clientele is? Are you like first-time home buyers? Are you step-up person? Are you investor? Are you a little bit of everything? What's your normal customer?
I work with first-time home buyers.
Okay.
I have a big investor, a couple investors that I work with. I work with a lot of sellers. So I'm diverse.
Okay.
I've even sold commercial. So I have my foot in all the angles.
Nice.
And the experience. So.
Yeah. Do you tend to do any type of marketing towards a certain clientele? Like a lot of people do marketing that is dedicated to first-time home buyers, and then if listings come along, doing that, or...
So I do not pay for any leads.
Okay.
I am referral based only.
Okay.
Word of mouth. You can Google me and you can see my reviews.
Sure.
And I think that speaks wonders.
Okay.
Of me.
And we met on social media. So what types of social media do you incorporate into your business plan? Are you strictly Facebook? Do you do some TikTok? Are you doing...
I'm still not the young generation. So the TikTok and stuff is not... it's something I have to get into.
Yeah.
The video. I did start off, I don't know if heard of Jim Quinn.
Sure.
So I did do a big promotion with him and promoted that was one of my biggest things. We did a Facebook Live.
Okay.
And we got a lot of attention it was the old Oliver Twist commercial building. Mm-hmm. And so that was one of my biggest things.
Yeah.
And I was also, I volunteered for the little girl lacrosse.
Okay.
So I was a volunteer coach for that.
Nice. What about, so I'm primarily Facebook, even though I know other stuff, I'm not really good at it. What about Instagram? Do you do anything?
I do
on
Instagram.
Okay. Do you get any business from it, or do you just do it for PR and to get your brand built?
I do it. I do promote my listings.
Sure.
and I try to give information out there of different value.
Yeah. I struggle with Instagram. I get tons of leads from Facebook. Tons of people request, hey, I'm thinking about refinancing, or I'm thinking about getting pre-qualified, but I very rarely get anything from Instagram. I have a TikTok. My 17-year-old daughter runs that. I don't know what's going on. I watch
LinkedIn.
it.
I really don't. Like I said, most of my business is by either repeat customers or referrals.
Word of mouth, right? Okay.
So my biggest thing is to build the gap, the loyalty gap.
Okay.
So I want to be more of a real estate advisor than just the average real estate agent.
Sure. Because you've been doing it for a while. You kind of...
I mean, everybody has financial advisors, so why wouldn't you want a real estate advisor?
Yeah, for sure.
To help you decide what's the best way. Is it the right time? I have a booklet that they can fill out, and it helps put the frame of mind for them.
Okay.
Which directions they should go, and if there's a husband and wife, it helps them narrow down, and so it makes the journey easier.
Right. Okay, so now a little bit of personal stuff, not crazy personal stuff, but real estate can be very stressful. What do you do to keep your sanity and keep your head straight? Or do you have hobbies? Do you do meditation? Are you a volunteer person? What do you do to make it so you're not crushing people in there? Because it can be stressful.
I do. I have to say I'm trying to be more involved in the community.
Okay.
And I'd like to educate people on the American dream of home ownership, because that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
People don't know how to get into it. They're renting and they don't know how to get qualified. They don't know how to get out from being a renter.
Sure.
And or a tenant. And so I would like to educate people on that. But I eat, sleep, breathe real estate.
Real estate. Okay.
I love it. It's a passion, and I enjoy it. So,
nice.
I'm I'm involved in the church. I'm Greek Orthodox, so I'm involved in that. And that's about it.
Yeah.
I love pickleball.
See, there you go. That's perfect.
So pickleball is my time that I try to take for me.
Yeah. You gotta
and
have something.
for me to unwind.
I cannot believe how many people are playing pickleball. I played it one time like 4 years ago, and it was okay. I'm competitive. I love stuff, but I was like, yeah, it's too much like tennis. I like playing hockey where I can slam into people and do stuff like that. I don't really like pickleball, but the guy that asked me to do it,
It's very addicting.
Oh yeah, I know. He will text me at like 6:30 in the morning. Hey man, what are you doing? You want to play pickleball? I'm like, dude, you asked me 77 days out of the last 100, and I said no every time. Like, no, I don't want to play pickleball. But these people are like, it's like super addicting.
It's almost like it's becoming a cult.
Yeah, they're like, oh well, we got our pickleball league, we have our playtime, we have all this, and I'm like, dude, you got your own rackets, you got all this, and the people were like, I talked to two people and they were like super serious about it. It's like, no, we go at this time, we have the court, you got to show up here and do this, and I was like, dude, if I go and play pickleball, I just want to kind of
have fun.
Play, yeah. But they were like,
I mean, you have to find the right place and the right people.
Where do you play?
I've played in Atkinson's. I've played in which is in Washington Township.
Right.
St. Matthew's Recreational Center. That's really nice because that's inside. And I played down in Summers Point because, like, where I'm located. Again, my radius is an hour away.
Right.
I don't really like to go to Toms River because that's a little bit further
that's a little
out.
Far, right.
But I will travel. I've sold in Brigantine. I've sold in Cape May Courthouse. I've sold in Summers Point, in Sewell.
Yep.
And
you're all over.
I'm all over.
Awesome. All right. Now we'll talk a little bit about the future. So we're I can't believe we're September already. We're September 2023. Let's put the time September 2025. What are some things, some goals you have on your list, some things you want to accomplish?
So I'm in the process. I had started to get my broker's license.
Okay.
And as I had just signed up, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
So it kind of put a brake on for me.
Of course.
Trying to deal with going through the breast cancer. One of the things I am involved in helping people with the breast cancer, and I just got on a committee with the Cooper MD Anderson.
Nice.
To try and help raise money and so forth. And I believe that God gave me this for a reason, and the reason He gave me breast cancer was to be able to help other people.
Yeah.
And that's the only way I could wrap my head around it.
If you can turn a tragedy into a solution, that's always the best way to do it.
So, will I ever open my own office? I don't know. Will I be a manager? I don't know. But I feel this is a step in the right direction. Having my broker license and being able to give more expertise to my clients.
Nice. All right. Now, total non-related question. This is your personal question. A genie comes to your rooms tomorrow when you wake up and says, any musical performer ever throughout the history of time can come and play 2 songs at your house Friday night. Who would the band or performer be, and what 2 songs would you want to hear?
Oh, no, you're not doing that.
Oh, come on. You gotta make it a little hard.
Well, I can't say Jimmy Buffett because he's not here anymore.
Well, no, he could be passed away. If you want it to be Jimmy Buffett, that's fine. It could be anybody alive or dead. They could be 20s or 30s, whatever.
I listen to such a vast variety of music that I can't pinpoint that.
No. But Jimmy Buffett might not be a bad idea.
I like Old Dominion. I like Dan and Shay. I'm all over because I'd like to go see Aerosmith too.
Okay, listen.
I saw the Steve Miller Band.
Okay.
Blue Oyster Cult. The Doobie Brothers.
Love the Doobie Brothers.
So
I saw the Doobie Brothers and Steve Miller Band at what it was called
Camden?
Tweeter Center or something. Yeah. That was like a long time ago, 1997.
Oh, I saw them after that.
Nice.
And they were together.
Yeah.
He was 70. He was 70 when I saw him. Steve Miller.
Crazy.
So
Awesome. Nancy, thank you so much for coming on.
thank you.
We'll be right back with the next guest in Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood.